You are listening to The Ben Keech Show, where every day the objective is simple. Ben will never stop fighting the fight and lighting the light on topics that affect you every day.
Welcome, boys and girls, to The Ben Keech Show. I don't know where you're tuning in from. It could be like somewhere in like Massachusetts and maybe Texas, but it is Donald Trump's America right now. And you may have just vomited in your mouth or you may be clapping, but just chill. It's okay. We went through Biden in his America. He doesn't know he lives in America, and we are all just fine. So I'm sorry if that's like offending to anybody, but like that's just what it is right now. So just take a deep breath. Life is good. You'll be okay. Hopefully. Okay. Enough of the political jargon. We don't want to talk about politics tonight. We're going to talk about dating. And I've got like single folks, people who are like in like kind of relationships or in a relationship. They could give a shit about like we have all sorts of people here that like. The bottom line is we are here for one purpose, to talk about dating and what the heck that is like. So let me introduce, my name's Ben. Okay, I've got Steven next to me. So the boys are on one side, the girls have to be on the other. Just keeps things very, very simple, like what we're used to. I have next to Steven, I have Ursala. And next to Ursala, I have Natalie. So we are glad you are joining us, and we are gonna just have a conversation. So sit back, take notes. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or maybe just listening to us while you're driving like to your mom's house or whatever the heck you're doing, but subscribe, give us comments, tell us what you think. We'll get our information on social media, so you can follow on Instagram, tell each one of these folks like what they did right or like just what they did right. We'll just keep it simple. We know why we're single. You don't need to remind us about that. We don't need those kind. You guys need to go somewhere else. There's like places for you, and it's called hell. So just stay away from us. Okay. Now we're gonna take a deep breath, and we're just gonna kind of relax and have a conversation. I feel like I need to start with Steven. So,
oh shit!
Yeah.
Here we go.
So you're divorced, Steven.
I am.
Yeah, probably.
It's been great.
It's been great, right? So you dated since you've been divorced, right? That's
sure, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to call it that.
Yeah. So dating is such a confusing word because we don't know like what it even means. Like some people say like I'm dating-ish. Like we all know what that means. So you're having sex. I think I might want to like this person. It's confusing. So you don't need to tell us about your sex life right now.
Cool. It'd be a very short story.
But tell us like what like dating after divorce at whatever age we all are, like what's the ups and downs of that, pardon the pun, like what is that whole like world like? What in your experience, what do you want to start the show off? Tell us what you know.
Well, I think what's important is you got to define the word.
Okay.
What is dating?
It's kind of like what is a woman? Like we don't. Like,
yeah, exactly.
There's
Yeah.
Different issue.
And I think the definition changes like through the ages. Like as you get older, it means different things. As I was younger, it was just to put myself out there as much as I could, and to just it was almost like trying to learn what I don't want.
Right.
Through trial and error.
Right.
And after a while, that gets kind of old. And so now dating is more like trying to focus in more on really what I'm looking for in someone long-term, life partner, marriage, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So you kind of have to define it in a weird sense.
What would you have said like back in the day, like you were like not wanting, like I'm gonna stay away from this? What were those sorts of things?
Fat, ugly women.
Okay.
Ask me that question.
I mean, when you're younger, that's what you're thinking about,
right?
And then as you get older, there are other things that you find more important. Like this, just that connection. Similar interests and stuff. Back then, you just don't really care. You just don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what
It's been a long time. I'm trying to remember back when I was young and dumb and not old and dumb.
Yeah, no, I So connection matters, maybe.
Similar interests.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want someone who's exactly like me because I want someone who's got different interests that I can grow from.
Yeah, right.
But you got to have a little bit there to kind of, fall back on when, your differences are kind of too different,
Right.
So, it's kind of a weird balance.
Ursala told me before the show she's always avoided common, so I think there's a common thing here. She never said that. I'm just kidding. Maybe in her 20s. I don't know. So in your dating like journey, how would you define like what you avoid, what you're kind of looking for, what are like just this scary elements of it, like what is your like perspective on your journey post divorce?
I don't really think about what I want and what I don't want. I don't think like that.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like, I'm the type of person, the more people you can meet, the better, because, Ben, you and I might not click, but you have friends or, whatever.
It's a networking thing.
Yeah, it's a networking thing. It's a numbers game, Ben.
It's a numbers. No, I know.
No, so I don't like meet somebody and go, ooh, don't like that. Do like this. Don't like that. I just give it a chance, I guess, and just, go with the flow. And if we have stuff that's common, great. That's wonderful. But I think differences are wonderful too. Like you were saying, you don't want somebody that's just like you.
Right.
You don't want somebody that's polar opposite. But there's things, I guess I don't have any like drop dead hate things. Like the lady at the comedy club said the other day said felon. What dated felon? Well, of course.
Right.
Things like that.
I agree.
Somebody's violent and things like that. But I don't feel like I hang around people like that, or my friends hang around people like that.
I will never connect you with a felon or somebody that's violent. So in a networking sense, this is completely a safe place.
This is a win-win situation.
100%.
So I don't go into it going, what don't I like, or what do I want, and what will I not ever tolerate?
Right.
Because never say never.
So how did you? So if we go back in time, just a few years ago, so if we go back to the early years of Ursula, how would you have answered that? Was there things that would you have answered that question differently? Were there things you wanted or were hoping to have?
Then I'm old, so how early of an Ursula are you talking?
Look, I'm.
Are you talking like in my 20s? Are you talking before I got married?
Let's go 20s.
Because I didn't get married till I was 32.
Okay.
So I had a lot of time in my 20s to
So
myself.
your 20s, you did like fun things, probably, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So were you adamant that you weren't going to get married in your 20s, or you just didn't find the right person?
I was not going to get married.
Okay. And why was that like a big thing with you?
I wasn't like, I'm never going to get married. I was always kind of like, I probably won't get married. And if I do, it won't be until I'm like 40 or something. And just marry whoever my best friend is.
Just some random person.
But it didn't happen. I met my husband, soon-to-be husband at the time.
Right.
Or my future husband at the time. And really fell in love and had a good connection. And it was warm and it was wonderful and it was comfortable. And I was always the type who wasn't going to have kids. And he kind of not convinced me, but he showed me different...
He poked holes in the condom, so it was fine, right?
Exactly. So,
it happens.
So again, it wasn't, I'm not going to settle for, I'm not going to settle for this or I'm not going to settle for that. But, am I making sense?
No, you are. It's all a journey that makes sense, like, maybe 38% of the time. And we're just figuring things out as we go. That's at least my story. Don't hold me on the numbers, though. So, there's been these questions. So Natalie, my question for you and...
Wait, I wanted to answer that question.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Please.
So I came out of the gate hot, like ready to go, because I had been miserably married for a long time. So the one thing I will not do, I will not date a bald man.
Oh.
Because my ex is bald, and that is a giant trigger for me. Now,
Was this like Charlie Brown bald?
Yeah, how bald are we talking here?
bald.
Are we talking about how balding is okay?
Balding, but like if you are completely bald and shave your head, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Not gonna do it.
We're good.
It's not gonna do it.
Good.
I'm sorry. And
survive and hang on.
if I met the perfect man, people have said that. Well, what if he had all these other things? And I don't know. I haven't run across that yet. It's just a trigger. But I had very specific criteria. And
this is a wig too. I actually am bald, but when I knew she was going to say this, so I didn't want to distraught her during this podcast. So this is all fake here. But anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, so I had pretty high standards, and I still do, and I'm never going to settle. So I think having high standards is okay. But I was like in search of tall, handsome, very fit. Like that wasn't part of my married life. My ex was not super fit, so
this is what you were wanting after bald man.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Tall.
So basically, you're describing he was literally Charlie Brown. Like he was not very. He was a little frumpy. Like always got picked on.
He had a curl on his head.
I don't know about that.
We can just go with it. This is
Just
all
go with
real. We signed something at a time, making sure not everything was
Sounds like a
true.
troll to me.
Yeah. But so then after Charlie Brown, you're saying that you were wanting something different, maybe some hair. Tall.
Hair.
What's
hair.
tall? Tell me tall. Like what is tall to you?
Like 6 foot plus.
Okay,
Was like
okay.
really attractive to me.
Okay.
And my ex was tall, so let's give him a little credit for that.
Yeah, we don't need to.
But
He doesn't.
That's right.
Find sponsorship here, like no.
Hey, I'm always like, say one negative thing, say something nice. But anyway, so tall and like somebody that worked out and was very active in the outdoors and played golf. That's like my huge hobby.
It's kind of like the brawny, like the paper towel guy. Right?
No. It's the guy with the little earring and Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean?
Oh.
And in fact, he even
Isn't he bald, though?
He is bald.
I'm saying that's what I don't want.
Oh.
And he even dressed up that as Halloween one time.
Yikes.
You'll probably produce a photo if you
This
want
is
it.
the PTSD. That's the PTSD. Right. Okay. Very interesting. Okay.
Sorry, I just had to answer that.
So you're in a place of trying to find a particular. So how did that go for you? Because like, what if he was 5'11" or what if he like?
Well, I've definitely dated some shorter men.
Yeah.
I just like to wear high heels, so I don't want to be taller than somebody in high heels.
Right.
So, if you're 5'10", 5'11", that's cool. But I just something about like looking up and like standing on my tiptoes and like like doing that is like just feels good to me.
Well, this is.
He's like.
No, I told my kids I've been 6 foot my whole life. Technically, I'm 5'11" and a half. But one time I went to the doctor. They measured me at 6'1", and we all knew it was a lie. But I screenshot it and sent it to my kids, telling them, "See, I am 6 foot." The doctor just said it. And they're lying to you. You're short.
How much did you pay him, Dad?
It just came out. They
You got to get those lifts.
I know.
Yeah, give him some lifts.
Well, I think that our expectations and what we're okay. So let me come back to you, Stephen, on this. So your expectations of what you want, have that changed? So have you thought you wanted something, but then that was tweaked or changed through the dating process?
It has, and it's complicated because it depends on the day. Well, it does.
Like Friday type.
Like Monday, I've got a type, and then the weekend, I've got a type. You know. But the way I see it is, there's two types of people. One that you're just burning time on, and then the other where that's your always person.
Okay.
So
should people ask you in advance which category they're in, or you're just burning, or you're just?
You know what? What's funny is like there's been a few instances in my life where I'm just like, oh, that could be my forever person.
Right.
Like I feel like I could find that out pretty quickly.
Okay.
For whatever reason, it didn't
I'm
work
kind of
out.
the same way.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh man, we're just clicking, we're connecting. You got a nice butt. There's a lot of things there going on. I'm like, I'll put up with a lot of stuff if you got a nice butt. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So I'm still here single. But but no, it's like a quick thing. It's just like a weird level of connection. And, some of them have become real good friends, but I'm just like, man, you could have been, forever. Well, you are a forever person. They're just in my life forever, just not at that level.
Right.
So
Different.
yeah, which is fine. Always use more friends, but you could just tell real quick people that you're just going to have in your life for a long time.
I think the things when I first started dating, I was thinking of things that went wrong in my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like kind of holding her to like those expectations. Like I'm staying away from this. That scares me. This is good because it's different than her.
Mm-hmm.
But then as time went on, I kind of separated myself from that relationship and realized there's good and bad in that I don't have to bring to the future relationships because everybody's different. Things work out differently. But there's fears I had that I had to kind of get over a little bit as time happened, which is definitely happened.
Yeah, they're crazy.
What, no, So, what would you say, Ursula? What would you say, like how would you describe like friends you know, yourself, like how the dating process is in terms of like the expectations? Is it like, are people going on formal dates? Are people asking people out? Are people dating with like an intention, or is it just super casual? Like, how would you describe the dating process?
I think it's a bit of everything.
Okay.
I really do, especially with online dating and social media and,
Right.
you know, not meeting that person, you're talking to them online before you actually get to meet them. It's
Right.
just, or just, you know, going out to a bar and meeting somebody. It depends on the two people, though, really.
Yeah.
It depends on what they're looking for.
Right.
Somebody might be, you know, I want to look for my wife. I want to look for my husband. And then somebody's just like, just today. Today's all we got. Let's just
Yeah.
live
in the
today.
moment.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's hodgepodge. It just depends on what what people are really aiming for. If it's just let's go and have fun, see what happens, play it by ear, whatever.
Right.
Or if it's I want to find my wife.
So let me ask you this then from a female perspective, because what I've put on dating sites is I'm, you know, looking for my wife, looking for that long-term relationship. But then I feel like if I say I'm looking for, you know, friends or conversations or just whatever, then I feel like, oh, he's probably just looking to hook up.
Right.
So how do you look at that if a man says like something other than he's looking for a wife? Is that a red flag off the bat, or are you like, okay, it's probably fine, or like do you assume that he's just looking for sex?
It depends on what he says and how he says it. To tell you the truth,
Yeah.
They could say, "Yeah, I'm looking for my forever partner," but really they're just looking for a piece of ass. You know what I mean? They could be lying.
Right, as long as it's a good one, right?
Damn right, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
so
ain't
you
gonna
just
play
have to
around
take it.
with
You have to take
plugos.
it all with a grain of salt,
Yeah.
really, until you really meet that person and start
Get
to
to
talk
know
to
them.
them, get to know them. That
So some of the stuff on the profile may not matter like completely if like you think you just learn when you meet them and you.
I would say the most important things to me, and it's not like this is what I'm going to have and this is what I'm not. I don't want a long-term relationship. I don't want somebody that lives in Oklahoma City.
Right.
I want somebody that lives in the metro.
Yeah.
Somebody that's educated. Somebody
Right.
that has a degree.
Yeah.
Somebody that preferably, no offense, doesn't have young children.
Right.
Yeah.
Those would be
We've been
my...
there, done that.
They have all their teeth. That's probably good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And one other thing, but I won't say it because I'm too much of a lady. I'm just kidding. That their
Wow.
dick works. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. With proper medication.
No, without medication.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
and
So
what was the
demanding.
question?
Wow.
So
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I
I
just
what's wrong
forgot
with
where am I
medication?
at.
I guess those would be my must and my must not haves. But
Okay.
but to me, those aren't really big deals. Those aren't like he's an alcoholic or he's
Alcoholism's okay with you?
no, it's not.
Oh, not okay. Okay.
No.
Got it.
No.
I was just
So-
saying, I was still caught up back on the last thing you said. I was
Anyway,
catch up.
but I'm not saying that if I fell in love with somebody and they ended up being an alcoholic, I would divorce them. Certainly not. I would be there and support him, have him get help and work through it.
Pouring the whiskey down the toilet,
Yes,
things like
exactly.
that. Right.
So I'm not saying that I would never date an alcoholic or I would never marry another alcoholic or whatever. Because what if I fell in love with somebody and once something happened and he turned to alcohol and he got then what do? I'm out? You can't.
Right.
That's heavy.
I know.
Love is weird.
So-
Love is weird.
It is. It's a lot of things.
You can move on to the next question. That's fine.
So Natalie and I did a podcast. She wrote an amazing book. We're going to talk about that here in just 1 second. I want to make sure. Yes, thank you for a journey of love and discovery. And still have like ish vision, so that's good. So Natalie, we're going to have all the information on her book, but we didn't get into some of the dating details when we had our previous podcast. So I want to kind of delve into some of this with Natalie for a second. So in your life after marriage to Charlie Brown and all the things that is it okay, we just call him.
Let's do it.
There's
I like it. I like it.
Okay, I mean, could have been Linus too clingy. Like we don't want that. So
Oh, that's more.
Yeah, I know.
We could do that.
So life post Charlie. So the question is like, how have you, as you're like rediscovering yourself and like like kind of building yourself up from the ground, which is what you talked about in the previous podcast. How do you put yourself out there to trust and understand what all of these other guys are like? Like, how do you navigate that? Because it's not easy.
Struggle is real.
Yeah.
You know, I have learned so much in this last 3 years about dating. I hit the ground hot and got on dating apps. Well, actually, I take that back, but I got on dating apps pretty quickly. Probably offended some people, but I'm like, hey, I filed for divorce. I'm an adult, and I can do what I want to do.
Yes.
But it's been some really great experiences and some just like terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But yeah, I mean,
Tell us about a terrible. I want to know.
Terrible? Okay. This summer has been a shit show.
Okay.
So I
Summer 24.
went on 2 different dates with men that were flipping married and on dating apps.
Wow.
And I found out about the first one on Are We Dating the Same Guy? Kansas City, which is a Facebook group that it's funny, like
I wouldn't know about that.
Sometimes it comes up in my feed, and like right now I'm not seeing it as much because I'm in a relationship. But that really pissed me off. Like I'm still a little butthurt over it. And I did that one I found out about because I showed my girlfriend his dating profile. I'm like, isn't this guy cute? And like, we had so much fun. And then like 2 days later, she was like, hello. And like, I mean, multiple women he'd done the same thing to. So I felt really stupid. I'm like, God damn it. Like, why,
Right. Right.
Ugh. And then another man, similar situation, super flirtatious with me on the first meeting. I don't know if I even call it a date. The reason I found out he was married is because his wife reached out to me on a business professional app.
Oh.
Which
and knew that you had gone out with her.
She was tracking his location.
Okay.
And I was like, what the F? Like, it just, that one burned me even worse. I mean, I'm like, are you for real? And we even went in public.
Right.
And, like at a restaurant, like we weren't in Leawood, but I didn't think anything about it. I went on 2 dates with him before I got.
You didn't think that Leavenworth Buffalo Wild Wings was...
What's that place? Bonita Flats. I'm like, why are we at Bonita Flats?
His daughter worked there. That's all. Yeah.
They got a good steak.
But that one really burned me because they were back to back. It was like all like in June. I'm like,
right.
What am I like exuding here? Like, am I like
threesomes?
You know, like yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what he made.
Well, I've been approached by that multiple times.
That's another.
And that's something I never thought of as a married woman. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Like, I'm just trying to like find a normal person.
Every form of crazy is out there.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that was. So I was in a relationship for a year. In the 3 years I've been single, and it took. So I've had the kind of last year and a half to really focus on not going on dates, but I'm like, I'm not looking for anything. I just need to discover who I am and what I want and what I don't want. And then I run into those 2 situations this summer, and I'm like, I'm throwing the towel in. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm going to stay home and eat popcorn, I'm going to drink wine, and I'm going to watch Netflix. Like, F this.
Bye, cat.
But, yeah, so that
I mean, I think, I will tell you that the thing I'm convinced on in dating is if you're like trying to find your person, you just have to just gotta ride it out. Like,
be patient.
You have to be patient. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Heard that before. It's a marathon. It is like you're just gonna have to like navigate through
day by day. And I don't know about you guys because you're all single and we all live in Kansas City, but do you guys feel like, because at a time I was on multiple dating apps. I think I was on Match. I did Match, Hinge, and Facebook dating. And you just start seeing the same people everywhere.
Yeah,
and then like you're at like Brewtop at M80s, and then like 2 guys come up to you and you're like, hey, I think I know you from Hinge. And I'm like, where's the bathroom?
right.
But like, it's like the recycledness. And I'm, I mean, hey, I've been on them for 3 years too, so I understand that. But it's like, where's the freshness of some
Fresh
new
meat.
fresh meat?
Fresh
I want to
meat.
say that. Where's the fresh? Where's that guy that just got divorced yesterday?
Right. That's why you stay on it. It's like you're waiting for the new blood to come
And
in.
it's all algorithms, just like social media, and that's what I find so frustrating about dating apps, because there might be the perfect guy sitting there for me for 2 years, and they're not going to show him to me because of the algorithms. So that
Why
just,
are the algorithms against you? What do they do? Like, what do you think that?
well, if
is
you're
like,
not paying for the premium membership,
Oh, right.
you know,
It's a stacked
you're
deck
not-
against you.
you're not going to
Gotcha.
see it.
Yeah, it's
And
weird.
it just, so you then have like 3 glasses of wine. I'm like, oh, paid $99, and then let's see if I get
Well,
a
that's what they
fresh
always say.
feed.
Like
A couple of drinks, you
we'll
start
actually
swiping.
promote you if you pay us. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Right.
So, okay,
It's
so the
frustrating.
first money was just so you can see my picture or whatever.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So I just recently shut mine all off. So that's like huge for me.
Right.
Canceled all my memberships, and mine are shut down right now. And I'm enjoying not looking at it right now.
I think there's a movement to go to more like meeting people in groups and different like other settings versus. I feel like there's more and more events for singles to.
And like you
Find other
said, it's
folks.
a network. Like if I didn't connect with, let's say I went on a date with you, Ben, and but like I want to be your friend.
I'm married, by the way, so I just want to let you know in advance. See, I'm already better than you.
Yeah, you're married. But it's like all about like, I don't have any bad blood except those married men with anybody I've ever dated, because it's a whole network, and I might have a girlfriend, 2 doors down from me or whatever, that might be a better fit for you. And we're all like a little family of divorced people trying to meet our person or whatever we're trying to accomplish. So I think I don't burn any bridges. Unless you're married, then you're going to get your bridges burned.
Yeah.
But I think, we can all help each other out. So I think that's kind of the beauty of it. And you said that earlier. So
Great.
Do you guys have any final thoughts for this episode? Anything you want to leave like the folks with? Any like motivational, inspirational, like dating is fun? Anything from you, Steven? This guy's like the 5th funniest person I know.
I don't know. I guess when in doubt, go ahead and send that dick picture. I mean, you never know. It might
No,
work.
never know.
It might work.
no, don't do
You know,
it.
Women do not like
Don't do
that.
it.
If she stops replying to you on Messenger, just go ahead and send it, and you'll remind her what she's missing out on. Past that, I can't think of anything.
Motivation.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's good.
They don't like that.
We do not like that.
They don't like that.
What do you like to receive, Ursula?
What do I like to receive?
I'm sorry. Mine's
Whoa,
Steven.
whoa.
What's do you have any like final words?
Final words? No,
Yeah.
just chill.
Yeah.
Just take it easy. Don't get too serious. Just
Have fun.
have fun and get to
Right.
know different people.
I agree.
Because, like you said, I might have a girlfriend for Ben, or Ben might have a guy friend for me, or
It's a swap.
I like Ben.
Yeah.
I would like to stay friends with him for a long time, but
Yeah.
Wasn't a fit for you, right?
no, we didn't even go out. So
Right.
there you go. Nor would I.
Right.
So many
Just
things,
kidding,
so many
Ben.
things, so many
No,
things.
that's my final
Right.
thought. Just chill, have
Yeah.
fun.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I always
with
come
that.
back to that. When I get worked up,
We're supposed to be having fun.
relax.
Yeah,
Right.
today's all we got.
I could have
That's
been
it.
like back in another life, and I'm not. So like, I
Right.
remind myself about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, if you're on a dating app, just be real. Like, don't put fake pictures. Don't put pictures from you 10 years ago. Don't put weird shit on there. Just be honest and be who you are and have real pictures. I have met so many weirdos that have these pictures, and then I walk in the bar and like I have a system with a couple of best friends. Literally, like I will text 911 if I need an out. And they will call me, and I will be like, "Oh my God! Like my best friend's daughter's in the emergency room. Gotta go."
Right.
Because if I walk in and you're not who you represented yourself on the app, it's like a waste of my time and your time. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Right.
Just be who you are.
I agree.
So,
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to wrap up this episode of dating and all of the craziness that comes with it. We'll do a follow-up episode with the same people sitting in the same spot 6 months from now,
Oh,
showing
my.
all of our wedding rings because,
Oh, God.
because it's just bound to happen, right? So stay tuned for that one. It'll be special. And it's all because of the pictures that Steven sent is why that
I'm
actually
gonna look like Thanos in 6
Yeah.
months.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day. Bye.
thanks.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. You can reach out on Ben's website, www.benkeechshow.com, or on social media to chat. And please remember to subscribe so that you never miss an episode.